Hello and welcome. In this lesson we are going to look at associate disposals. Associate disposals are disposal of an asset which were being used into the business. Now let me tell you a story. I wanted to start a business and I asked my friend to why don't we do the business together. He agreed and we started some business together. The business was of a kind where we needed to use a laptop. Now, when we were thinking to start a business, and we actually did as well, then we needed to have a laptop in our business. Now, what happened is my friend said, instead of buying the laptop from the market, which would be quite expensive, why don't we use the laptop which I have at home? Then he had a laptop which he had at home. My friend bring the laptop and we started to use that laptop, which was his laptop. We started to use that in our business partnership, which was our partnership. So we were using it and we used it for a quite long time. After a few time, then we thought about selling that asset. Now that asset, eventual owner, the ultimate owner of that asset was my friend, who was my partner. Now he was partner in the business, but that asset belonged to my friend because he was using it at home. It was not our asset of our business. Now, when I am selling that asset, when our partnership is selling that asset, which was owned by one partner, that is called associate disposals. All right. Now, when my friend gave me the asset, and when my friend brought the asset to use in our business, obviously, if I would have bought the asset from the market, it would have cost me something. Now, my friend said, "All right, okay, I brought the asset into the business." And partnership can pay me rent whatever they want because it is our business, so I don't mind whatever the partnership pays me in rent. Then he was very kind, so I said, all right, okay, whatever the rate is in the market, right? Whatever is the rate in the market of the rent, we will pay you 100% of that. We can do that as well. But my friend said, oh no, I won't charge 100%. I will charge just 70%. All right. Now he agreed to 70%. Now after some time he can say, I won't charge nothing, so I will charge 0%. There are three scenarios. He can either charge whatever is in the market as rent, 100% of the market rent. He can charge 70% of the market rent, or he can say, I won't charge any rent at all. All right. Now I have made a table here, just in front of you, and in this table I have given you three scenarios. Now, in our story, because we are going to start a business, and my friend brought an asset, which was laptop, which we are using in our partnership. Now, because we are going to sell it, now the gain which we will make after selling it, it is about that, how much tax we will have to pay on that. Now, it depends on how much rent he was charging. According to that, we will determine the percentage. Now, it will determine the percentage of the rent, percentage of the tax which we will pay on that disposal. Now, if we think about the general rate of capital gains tax, what is the general rate on capital gains tax? It is 18% up to the basic rate band and 28% above that, isn't it? And there is another percentage as well, which is 10%, and that is only relevant for entrepreneurs relief. Right? Now, in this case, it says entrepreneur relief is available. Yes, entrepreneur relief is not available. Now, it depends on how much rent he was charging. Then we will decide if the entrepreneur relief is available. If yes, how much is available and how much is not available. So that is our question. Now, say for example, we sold an asset which was sold for £10,000. Now that asset which my friend brought into the business, you can say, or let's say it's £1,000 because we took the example of a laptop, so it was just £1,000. All right. Now that asset we sold it for £1,000. We can say, we incur a gain of £1,000. Now, if we incur a gain of £1,000, it depends on how much rent he was getting, and if he was getting much rent, then if he was getting much rent, then entrepreneur relief won't be available. If he was getting no rent, then entrepreneur relief would be available. Now in the case if he says I won't charge any rent at all, so it would be given as free. If it happens like that, then all amount would be subject to entrepreneur relief. So we will pay tax at the rate of how much? 10%, because entrepreneur relief is available. Alright, because he's not charging any tax at all. So 100% here. So entrepreneur relief not available. How much on not available? Nothing, because entrepreneur relief is available on all amount, because he's not charging any rent at all. Alright. Now if we come to this one, the third one, which says he said I will charge the rent what is the market rent. So I will charge 100% of market rent. Whatever you can get it in the market, I will give you at that rate. So if he says 100% of market rent, then all amount will go into this column. So £1,000, we will have to pay tax at the rate of either 18% or 28%. Alright, if it is in the high rate band, then not 28%. If it is in the basic rate band, we'll have to pay at the rate of 18%. Why? Because he's saying I will charge you 100% of market rent. That's why no entrepreneur relief will be available. So this would be 0. Alright. Now say for example, by looking at these two, I hope that you can determine this figure as well. Could you please pause this video here and fill these figures for me? I assume that you have done it. Now if he is charging 30% of the market rent, then only 70% of the market rent, then only 30% of £1,000 will be subject to 10% entrepreneur relief, and 70% of that would go into and would be charged at the rate of either 18% or 28%. Alright. Now this is the formula, this is the rule to calculate it. When we were doing a business, one of the partner brought an asset to use in the partnership. It depended on how much rent he was charging to the partnership. If he was charging no rent, and when we sell an asset, if he was charging no rent, then all amount will be charged under entrepreneur relief. If he was charging 100% rent, then no entrepreneur relief will be available. All amount will be subject to 18% or 28%. Now whatever amount he was charging less than market rate, that would be entrepreneur relief, and whatever he's charging according to market would be no entrepreneur relief, so we'll be paying tax at the rate of either 18% or 28%. Alright. Now if you can check on your notes please, I won't share the screen now. You can just read it from your notes. It is on page 45 of ACCA P6 lecture notes. You can just read a small portion of associate disposals. It says associate esposals. There's a mistake. It is not esposals. It is associate disposals. So please make sure you read that. It is a very small portion, and after reading that, you would be able to understand this one better. Alright, that's it for this lecture, and I will see you in the next lecture, and we will continue our journey with capital gains tax. Thank you and goodbye.